Yo! What's good, guys? Your boy Jay Diggy back with another special video. Today I'll be continuing my journey through the reworked version of Kingdom Hearts 3. Last time I redid the Dark World, but it's time to move on, okay? This world in particular isn't actually in the original game, even though it is technically showcased. And that is Rewritten. And yes, it is not just cutscenes. Now before we begin, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch as well. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9 PM Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. Without further ado, let's begin. After the whole Aquafina situation, and I don't think I stated this before, but Yangtze pretty much tells them, "You're too weak. You gotta get stronger. Leave." Therefore, Sora and Goofy decides to go to Rewritten. The moment they land, they see a member of Organization 13 just chilling around the market. The moment that member sees Sora, he just gets up and runs away, and therefore Sora decides to chase after him. While chasing after him, a bunch of nobodies shows up to stop Sora and Goofy in their tracks, while that organization member ran away. In that moment, Yuffie shows up to help them out of their jam. In other words, you get to fight all the nobodies with Yuffie as your temporary party member. After the battle's over, there should be some kind of banter between Yuffie and Sora, like have them catch up because they haven't seen each other for a while and they know each other pretty well. Either way, Yuffie decides to find where the organization member went off to, and she told Sora to go to Merlin's house. Therefore, at Merlin's house, Sora and Goofy runs into Sid. Sid explains the situation, what's been going on in Rewritten, where pretty much besides the whole Heartless and Nobody stuff that everyone knows about, there has been sightings of organization members running around Rewritten. But the problem is that we don't know what their purpose is for coming here. We've been working with Ienzo to figure out the problem. You should probably go to Ansom's mansion to check up on Ienzo. With that, Sora and Goofy make their way to Ienzo. Along the way, they run into Tifa and Aerith, who were just there chilling. Now before Sora actually meets them, there should be some banter, aka chemistry, between the two of them. If only I knew the story of Final Fantasy VII, I probably could have made this much better. But since I don't want to butcher these characters so crazily, so I'm just gonna leave it as some chemistry. Anyways, the moment Sora meets with them, they should have some reunion, again the same thing, some banter, some catching up, whatever. Then Sora asks Tifa about what happened between Cloud and Sephiroth, but she doesn't know. Next thing they knew, they were attacked by nobodies because the organization members was behind them, and actually pretty far behind. And behind him, next even further, Yuffie was there chasing after him. In this case, Sora gets to party up with Tifa and Aerith and fight all the nobodies, but this is a scripted fight because there's too many of them. Yuffie eventually catches up with them and attacks the nobodies and tells Sora, and Goofy to go on ahead while they hold off the nobodies. Sora agreed and they left to chase after the Organization 13 member. As Sora and Goofy made to the gates, nobodies were still following them, but they lost track of the Organization 13 member. They decided to stop and fight the nobodies they were chasing. Quick side note, the nobodies' names, I know who the nobodies' name is, but I don't recall their real names, so I'm just gonna call them by the nobody names. And if I don't call them by their real names, I'm sorry. Zalga and Lexus joined them in the fray. Zalga mentioned whatever happened between us, let's put in the past. And Lexia says we are guardians that defends Master Ansom's estate. We won't let you go any further. So eventually agreed and you fight the nobodies with Zalgan and Lexius as your party members. But sadly this is a scripted fight because Sora saw the organization member going to the mansion. So Sora and Goofy went inside while Lexius and Zalgan fought the nobodies outside. I do want to know, since the nobodies was in the way of Sora, this gave enough time for the Organization 13 member to make a quite big gap between them. Eventually, Sora and Goofy caught up with the Organization 13 member, who was there at Ansom's computer. He then reveals himself to be none other than Vexen. Now, there should be some kind of dialogue with Vexen says, "Nothing has changed. You're still as insignificant as before." Of course, Sora won't know anything due to the events of reaching her memories. However, on Vexen's right side, not only was he surrounded by Sora and Goofy, Zexian and Leon was there on his other side. In a sense, he is cornered. There should be a moment where Zexian tries to convince Vexen not to betray Ansom any more than he already has, but of course Vexen refuses. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, yes, we get a Vexen boss fight with Zexiang and Leon as our party members. However, this is a scripted fight because Vexen was just trying to buy time for the program to finish installing from Ansem's computer. After Vexen collected the program, he went through that dark, mysterious corridor and disappeared. With his disappearance, all the nobodies disappeared. Well, just for a while anyways. After the whole situation occurred, Sora and Goofy caught up with Leon and Zexiang. In a sense, Leon said that the trouble is brewing due to Organization 13 members popping up randomly left and right, and they'll have some kind of plan. And he's been helping out with the Yanzo with his work on this side. Anyway, since things should be fine in Radiant Garden, Sora and Goofy decide to head out for the time being and they'll come back later. As they leave the castle gates, a bright light crashes down to the ground, right next to Sora, and a figure revealed to be none other than Cloud, who was injured. If you remember back in Kingdom Hearts 2, Cloud was fighting Sephiroth and they kind of just went to the sky. Now Cloud was about to go back to battle but was in pain due to his injuries. Sora and Goofy took him to Merlin's house so he could get treated. Tifa and Aerith visited Cloud where he was injured, and there should be some kind of chemistry between the three of them. Again, like I said before, I don't know the story of Final Fantasy VII. Hopefully the people that are making this know what the story is and they'll be able to make this better, but that explains the whole point. Anyway, since everything seems alright, Sora and Goofy left Radiant Gardens. We now go back to Scarlet Academy, young Xerago and young Ericus. Based off the first time you saw them, they have built some kind of chemistry in some way, shape, or form. So in this part, obviously you enhance that even further to show that they are friends. But the main purpose though is to show off Luxu, their master. In a sense, Xerago and Ericus' relationship with their master Luxu. Now the best way to do this is to have a boss fight with Luxu, where you get to play as Xerago and Ericus. It could be something like Luxu saying he wants to see how far they come and we get the boss fight. But of course, this boss fight is scripted, and in the fight, there should be moments where you play as Xerago and you get to switch as Ericus. But in the end, just show their chemistry with Luxu. That is the whole purpose. Alright? Luxu boss fight, chemistry with Luxu. That's all you need to give. Now let's forward pedal back, but also back pedal a bit, because we're actually going to go back to Olympus. Now a lot of people have said that there wasn't any Coliseum Cups because they are a tradition in all mainline Kingdom Hearts games. But sadly there weren't in this one for some reason. I'm looking at you, Square Enix! Either way, in my version, of course, there will be Coliseum Cups. Either way, Sora and Goofy return to Olympus where they meet up with Phil. Phil guides him to the Coliseum where he tells him the following. Listen up, you three. The events that happen on Olympus spread through Thebes like wildfire. Even though Hercules is already a legend, you three are starting to build some notoriety yourself. Of course, Sora and Goofy were excited about that because they could be true heroes. But Phil goes and says, don't get too excited because you all have a long way to go before you can become real heroes. Anyways, he heard from Hercules that Sora lost all his powers and he's trying to gain it back. So he thought that maybe by entering the tournaments it could help you gain some of those powers back. In a sense, think of it as training. Anyways, people make it back to the Coliseum, and the player can finally start the first Coliseum Cup, and I call it the Heroes Cup. Anyways, the style of the Coliseum Cups will be very similar to KH1 and KH2, but minor differences. It's very similar, but it's minor differences. Each cup will be 10 rounds, and Seed 5 and Seed 1 will be bosses. For Heroes Cup, the 5th seed will be a Yuffie boss fight, and the 1st seed will be a Leon boss fight. After clearing the Hero Cup, Zeus arrives to the Coliseum to speak with Sora and Goofy. He introduces him to Hephaestus, the Smith God. Hephaestus tells him that the prize that they got from winning the cup is a rare crystal that they can use to upgrade their weapons, and Hephaestus could do that for them. Now in doing so, Hephaestus takes him to his place of work at Olympus to show where he upgrades his weapons. Something I was thinking would be pretty neat is that every time you go to Hephaestus and he upgrades your weapons, there will be a different animation of showing how he upgrades your weapons and maybe a different line as well. Alright, now let's do a little bit more backpedaling because I need to discuss a bit about the gameplay section of what type of weapons he's upgrading. So in this case, after he beat the Heroes Cup, Hephaestus was able to upgrade the starting class weapons, aka the Kingdom Key, Mage Staff, and Knight Shield. And it will be Kingdom Key Plus, Mage Staff Plus, and Night Shield Plus. So let's discuss a bit about the Plus weapons and what they really are. In a sense, these weapons are the same, but they have different color designs, which includes different colors and particle effects of all the shot locks and keyblade transformation. But they will have different abilities attached to those weapons compared to their original counterpart. Now the stats of the weapons will be the same as the original, and there will be some more stuff that I'll get into for that whole situation, but we'll get to that in a future video. There we go everyone, those are my ideas for Kingdom Hearts 3 Reworked Radiant Guardian. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below how you would review Kingdom Hearts 3. Give this video a like, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the bell icon notification to get notified by yours truly. Subscribe for more future content, and stay cool guys. Stay cool.